There's an update. The Sonya Massey killing. The governor has now called for the resignation of the sheriff. I'm going to tell you why, and it is fitting to do so. Let me give you a reminder of what happened.
The body camera video reveals the events leading up to the horrific scene.
What took you so long to answer the door?
Oh, I was trying to put on some clothes, sir. I'm sorry.
You doing all right mentally?
Yes.
Sure?
My medicine and stuff.
All right. Okay.
I love y'all. Thank y'all.
Inside the home, Sangamon County Sheriff's Deputy Sean Grayson can be heard asking Sonya Massey to check on the stove.
We don't need a fire while we're here.
Within seconds, things become tense.
Where you going?
Huh?
Where you going?
Away from your hot steaming water.
Away from my hot steaming water?
Yeah.
Oh, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus.
Huh?
I rebuke you in the name of
God, I swear to God, I'll shoot your
Okay, I'm sorry.
Massey starts to set down the pot and apologizes. Grayson fires 3 times, striking her in the face.
Headshot wounded female, 1078.
Prosecutors say Grayson's partner tried to give the 36-year-old first aid, even though Grayson discouraged him.
I'm gonna go get my kit.
No, you're done. You can go get it, but that's a headshot.
You can go get it, but that's a headshot. Goes to state of mind. With millions watching and many people benefiting from this program called Indisputable, we just need 1% of the viewers to become a paid member so we can continue to bring this content to you. Now back to the show. Put him a full mask. Governor J.B. Pritzker has now called for the sheriff of the county to resign after one of his deputies fatally shot Miss Sonya Massey, a 36-year-old Black woman who was potentially a victim of another crime, but who may also have experienced a mental health episode. The governor said the sheriff, whose name is Jack Campbell, you see him in the middle, Jack Campbell had not adequately explained why he hired the deputy, Sean Grayson. And we talked about the deputy's troubled record. This deputy worked for 6 departments in 4 years. The governor also noted that Campbell has not introduced reforms in his department after the shooting, even though the deputy is charged with murder, and said it was inexcusable that Campbell had not met with Massey's family. So the governor said in a statement, quote, "A full month has passed since the murder of Sonya Massey." He didn't mix words there. The murder of Sonya Massey. In that time, the county sheriff, Jack Campbell, has had ample opportunity to respond with conviction and purpose to questions about his hiring of the perpetrator, Deputy Sheriff Sean Grayson, and about reforms he would propose for his department to avoid this from happening again. He continued, "The community remains in fear that calling the sheriff's office when they feel endangered will lead to another murder of an innocent resident. Rather than waiting for others to propose reform of the county sheriff's office, Sheriff Campbell should have taken his leadership role more seriously," the governor's statement continued. In his own statement on Wednesday afternoon, the sheriff, Campbell, pushed back, calling Governor Pritzker's comments political maneuvering during a tragic event. He said that all deputies in the sheriff's office, quote, "feel betrayed by one of their own," and that he had requested to meet with Massey's family on 4 separate occasions. Quote, "The sheriff's office is willing to modify hiring practices in order to prevent an incident like this from occurring again. However, before changes can be made, it is important to identify the problem," Campbell said. Quote, "We have used a process that we believe is consistent with statewide standards. If these standards are deficient, we would advocate a change at all necessary levels." This guy's okay. In Grayson's field report released by authorities on Monday, he claimed that he felt threatened by Massey's last words, okay? Sonya turned to face me holding the pot. I did not know what type of liquid that was boiling. Grayson wrote in his report 3 days after the incident, which they are allowed to do, ironically. I advised Sonya to put the boiling liquid down. Sonya stated she was going to rebuke me in the name of Jesus. That's a prayer, sir. She was going to pray for you, sir. She stated this twice. I interpreted this to mean she was going to kill me. I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. You have guns. You have combat training. And you really don't supposed to be in the woman's damn house. But you thought a prayer was going to kill you. See, that only works if you're the devil. Now, if you're the devil, that prayer may kill you. Here's what the father had to say.
She had said to the officer, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus, which seemed to set him off. What do you think she meant? What does that mean? What was going on that you think that she would say those words to him?
I think that she feared for her life. There was some premonition that she had. And it seems like he was just an emissary of Satan. And that's what caused him to do what he did. It's just unexplainable.
Yeah, it's unexplainable. All right, here we go. So you have a macrocosm, which is the overall policy. You have a microcosm, being this individual who thought he was going to get away with murder. The sheriff is blaming his use of a statewide system, which really isn't a statewide system. It's more so of a statewide protocol. But his office, his sheriff's department, they are more than capable of actually sitting down, interviewing somebody and saying, listen, man, why you been through this 6 times in 4 years, and red flagging it, all right? Obviously, the sheriff isn't going to make any meaningful reform without force. My dear brother, what are your thoughts here?
I mean, of course, the situation itself is tragic, but this is the right move by Pritzker.
Yeah.
And this is somebody who in 2021, even though Congress couldn't pass the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act, he signed a criminal justice reform and policing reform bill in Illinois. So he has done things where he is able to, and that was met with opposition by police. And you can always say there's more to be done. I think he recognizes that, and by no means is he perfect, but when you're governing an entire state, you have to represent everybody, and you have various interests and demographics you need to respond to, and you have, unfortunately, the police and police unions are powerful political forces across the country. So you also need to be mindful of how that will land with police departments. So at the very least, calling for him to resign is the right move. This is a totally avoidable tragedy. You see yet another trigger happy cop take an innocent life. She called for help. Like I can't fathom what that must have been like when you're looking for help and the people you look to help from are the ones that take your life. That just reflects how flippant they are, and the proclivity for violence throughout policing in this country. It's just on full display here.
Yeah, and the governor was right. It makes people in the community hesitant to call 911 when they need 911. And not only do they need 911, they're paying for 911 to be there when they need them. It's called taxes. All right, we'll bring you updates as they come.